want to be physically attractive her? Well, you should probably know.
Being attractive is undoubtedly a benefit, yet there are some downsides to being attractive, which we will go over in this video.
To be completely blunt with you, it seems especially in modern-day society that the bad experiences are actually greatly outnumbering the good in massive numbers, it seems. But to quickly give validation to my observation, I give you objective A.
Real handsome niggas and motherfuckers just walk up to him and say, "I'll beat your whole ass, nigga."
Oh, God.
And that take away from his sexiness once he get punked in front of a bitch. That's what ugly niggas do.
The common unprovoked male aggression, especially from insecure, less attractive males, happens random, but often as well. And that's one of the many ways that will most certainly certify your attractiveness that you'll discover in today's topic. By the end of this video, you'll know if you're physically attractive in a more complex way that will put you at ease now and help you better properly deal with, understand, identify, and deflect against those who unprovokingly project malice, intense emotions, or behaviors towards you without a real cause. Granted, you're not the problem. That's it. I think you're understanding a bit. I'll hand it over to someone who really lives and experiences these exact specific scenarios daily since youth, if you will. To further educate, a true psychology specialist and scholar of this exact topic and lifestyle who can explain far better than I could ever imagine or try to imitate do, through his real-life experiences that resonate to everyone who can relate. So, are you truly physically attractive? Let's find out. After all, I'm just AI.
I ain't gonna hold you, but it seemed like to me the more attractive you are, the more motherfuckers try to put you down. You know what I mean? Forcing me to put you on.
Nah, gang. This is a serious video. Let's lock in.
Let's cook. Jumping off of number one. The first thing that you're gonna notice that happens to be a dark sign is male competition. Now, this come in all sorts of motherfucking ways. Family, friends, motherfuckers you do and don't know. You know what I mean? And it can come in different shades too. You know what I mean? Like subtle or like aggressive. You know what I mean? Example, you and your homies or whatever, you just start noticing motherfuckers just compare themselves to you or just in like competition with you. Say y'all want to have a friendly game or anything. It could be a game, a sport, anything like that. You start noticing that these motherfuckers really want to defeat your ass. You know what I mean? Like you a final boss or some shit. You know what I mean? That shit get crazy, bro. Or you'll notice like competition subtly. You know what I mean? You'll see, like for instance, I had this happen. One of my partners tried to like, we literally had to talk about this outside, like this after hours. And he was like, "Nah, bro, I just like, you know, compare myself to you, bro. Like, you know, and don't hold your gang. That shit is weird and low-key lame as hell." And like when I asked him about it, he was just like, "I don't know, bro. It's just like, you know, it's nothing bad with, you know, comparing myself to you." Nigga, why? Like, why is you trying to compare yourself to me, bro? Out of all people, you don't need to be comparing yourself to no goddamn body. You know what I mean? Nevertheless, your partner. You feel me? And he was trying his best to try to make it seem like it was a positive thing, like a way for him to better himself in life. Nigga, please. You know what I mean? That shit, watch out for that, gang, because let me tell you, that shit start nice, but in coming times, that shit gonna get worse and it's gonna turn evil, and that shit gonna turn into what we like to call envy and jealousy. You know what I mean? Should no way in the world another motherfucker should be comparing themselves to you. Period. Nonetheless, if he your partner, the fuck niggas on. Number two, constant blame. If you find yourself getting blamed for shit and you had little to do with the situation, or worse, you weren't even there, gang, watch out for that sign too. I got an example of that shit too. All right, so me, my homies, and my homegirls, we was driving, right? My homegirl trash at driving, you feel me? So she swerved, you know what I mean? Long story short, we end up hitting this car, you feel me? Get this. This bitch tried to say that it was my fault because I screamed and was like, "Oh shit." She was like, "If you didn't do that, I would have never crashed." Bitch, if you would have never swerved, I would have never screamed. The fuck? Yes, bro. And it can happen in many other ways too. In any environment, at your workplace or anything like that. You could have little to do with the situation or nothing to do with the situation. If you finding yourself constantly getting blamed, gang, that's a sign, bro. They only gonna blame the attractive motherfucker. Why? I don't know. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a way for them to scapegoat. You feel me? Maybe it's a way for them to, because they feel like you is like, motherfuckers ain't gonna really be that mad because you attractive. You feel me? Weird, bro. Moving on. Number 3 ski. Playful, unconscious, subtle, or aggressive, like legit jabs at your sexuality. Man, gang, I didn't have this shit happen a lot. I didn't have this shit happen like offensively, and people that just really like they wasn't sure. You feel me? But nevertheless, if you experience this gang a lot, you physically attractive. It's a dark sign because it really make you want to slap fire out of niggas. You know what I mean? Except the ones that really don't understand. I've had women come up to me, ask me, do I swing a certain way? Niggas that know me know it's good. You feel me? But they didn't know me. You know what I mean? I even had a woman ask me, do I have dick and balls? Like she couldn't, like she was like, so you like you dick and balls? I said, I got dick and balls. Like the fuck? That shit's weird. You feel me? But besides the point, because you know that's another that ties into this. You know what I mean? Because motherfuckers like to say we attractive people look like girls. Maybe I do. I don't give a fuck. You feel me? I look like my mama. My mama a girl. I say it all the time. Attractive individuals, we tend to favor our mothers. You feel me? So yeah, bro. But the disrespectful part is motherfuckers that know you or motherfuckers that know how you rock it. You feel me? And seen you with hoes. If you get jabs constantly at your sexuality and niggas try to play you and acting like you swing the other way, knowing that you didn't took that bitch or you can take that bitch, and then seeing you with bitches is disrespect. You feel me? But they only doing that, bro, because low key, if you want me to keep it a G and keep it a buck, low key, I think them niggas is gay and they really like you because nigga, what the fuck? You feel me? I ain't never going around there trying to assume another motherfucker's sexuality. The fuck you got to do with me? You feel me? Straight up. Number 4, exclusions from parties, events, get-togethers, barbecues, 2-mans, no matter what it is. If you find yourself getting excluded from shit, especially when you know the motherfucker, especially when there's hoes involved, gang, you physically attractive. They don't want you to be there for a reason. And like they always say, if you wasn't invited, don't ask to go. You know what I mean? Because when you do that, you have officially shown your weak side. You feel me? Now motherfuckers gonna act like you want to go, like you mean, or you need to be there, or just like some goofy ass shit. You feel me? So you know what I mean? Don't go, nigga. You feel me? Like simple. And they're also gonna put your ass in isolation. If you find yourself in isolation a lot and you ain't done shit to the motherfuckers, but you motherfuckers just don't want you there, especially peak game when women are involved or when other motherfuckers, significant others are there. 2 things. They don't want you there because they think you're gonna steal the hoes, and they significant other, you know what I mean? They might be choosing up. You feel me? And they might know that, or they may, or she might not even be doing that. They just fucking insecure. You feel me? But if you find yourself being excluded a lot and in isolation a lot, gang, come on now. You know what I mean? 5, constant frenemies. You feel me? Or male fallouts. You know what I mean? Man, that shit, gang. If you find yourself not being able to, you just get into it with niggas a lot for no reason, bro, and you just existing, that's a huge sign you physically attractive. You gotta understand, gang, these because ain't men, a lot of these men ain't the men how my pops is and generations down going that way. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, I give it to us 90s, you know what I mean? I feel like us 90 babies, we was the last real generation. You feel me? So anytime I hear a 2000 anything, I'd be like, I'd be dumbfounded, you feel me? But I get it, you know what I mean? But 90s and down, gang, they don't make real men how they do real men no more, you know what I mean? A lot of these niggas is emotional and low key, you know what I mean? They disguise it, you feel me? If you a motherfucker that always gotta act tough, something not right about you, boy, you feel me? If you a motherfucker, if I ask you, if you into it with a nigga and I ask you what he did and you tell me some shit like, I don't know, bro, it's just something about him. Something ain't right about you, boy, you feel me? Gang. If you get into it with a lot of niggas for nothing, you know what I mean? Physically attractive. The motherfuckers are insecure, bro. And they don't know how to, I told you, bro, a lot of them motherfuckers are really, you know what I mean? And they just don't know how to express it. You know what I mean? It's crazy, gang. Ain't no way in hell a motherfucker should make you mad off of appearance. Think about it. You dead ass mad because the way a nigga was born. Gang, you should be ashamed of yourself. You feel me? Number 6, high toxic and aggressive relationships. Yeah, we gonna hit on that because, man, I ain't gonna lie. To keep it a buck, them shits be fun as hell. but it's not worth your health, gang. And you can get into a lot of shit with that. You feel me? I get it, bro. That toxic shit, you feel like you want a woman stuck to you like glue. I get it, especially when they bad. That's how you really know that you on some real shit and you physically attractive. If you got bad bitches acting like that, gang. If you find yourself constantly in bad relationships or aggressive relationships or toxic relationships, let me tell you why. That woman is insecure. And no matter where you can go, you can be at a funeral and she would swear to God that you were cheating. Gang, I got too many stories about this, but I ain't gonna put nobody business out there. If you happen to come across my video, you know who you are. You feel me? And it's like 85% of my relationships. You feel me? And I don't mess with slouches. You feel me? I mess with some pretty top badass women, and I'm not afraid to admit that. You know what I mean? We didn't last. We didn't last. You feel me? But I can tell you this also. Our relationships was 9 times out of 10 on some aggressive, toxic ass shit. You know what I mean? It was all good because we ended up fucking, and the sex was amazing. You feel me? But that shit stemmed from insecurity. You know what I mean? If you got women stuck to you, can't let you go, or aggressive, and they just always think you on some bullshit, which is gonna lead to toxic relationships and bullshit and aggressive shit. And that woman just, man, especially if you like the brand of women I do. See, I like a woman that's like tomboyish. You know what I mean? I like a tough girl. You feel me? I've been in sports all my life. I've been in combat sports since I was 8 years old. I mean, nigga, I like them tough and rough, but I like them to be feminine too. You know what I mean? I'm not a feminist type nigga. You know what I mean? I still want you to be girly. And when you physically attractive, them strong, tough women, you're going to instantly bring out that girly in them. You know what I mean? Because that's what a real presence of a man does. I've had many women tell me, literally at my last job, from my mouth to God's ears, a tomboy woman, I've had many of them say, I get such a like man aura from you. You know what I mean? I get a masculine energy. There it is. I get a masculine energy from you. And these are so-called, these some tough girls. You know what I mean? You catch them in a gym. You feel me? You catch her on the side of the road fixing her tire. You know what I mean? When you got it, you got it. And sometimes you got it, and that shit ain't good, gang. Real talk, because it's going to end up in some bullshit. You're going to end up in some bullshit. I'm telling you, gang, it's going to be fun. But once it start racking back to back, like we on the cover of Lethal Weapon, gang, that shit gonna start getting annoying, bro. Get out that shit. That toxic relationship, that shit is for the birds, bro. You know what I mean? Moving on. But 8, being preyed on. And no, I don't mean to the good Lord. I mean like preyed, as in like preyed and predator. You feel me? If you preyed on, well, motherfuckers are either playing with you or trying to use you or get over on you a lot, and you just a nice person, motherfuckers ain't pulling that shit on everybody. You know what I mean? If you was a motherfucker that look like Mike Tyson, niggas ain't gonna try to run that shit. Niggas doing that shit to you because you're physically attractive, and niggas think they can get one up on your ass. You feel me? They think everything gonna be sweet. But you gotta show them niggas, ain't shit sweet over here, nigga, but the pie I ate last night, nigga. And you not getting not a goddamn thing from me, nigga, because I don't even fuck with niggas. You feel me? Real shit. You know what I mean? If you always getting played with or you preyed on, what motherfuckers think they can get something out of you with ease and shit like that, and it's always happening, peep game, gang. You know what I mean? 9, unintentional words of war. What do I mean by that? I mean, your words have the ability to shatter fragile egos. You know what I mean? If you find yourself, no matter what type of advice you give, especially if it's like humbling or it's your true feelings and opinions, my best advice, nigga, don't give it. You feel me? Because anything you say, if it ain't into agreement of how that person feels, they're going to take offense for it. You know what I mean? They're going to take offense by it. You mean? Real talk. You feel me? So if you find yourself that you feel like, damn, everything I say to this motherfucker, or just people in general, they always take offense. You feel me? Stop giving your opinion so damn much, nigga. And you also physically attractive, gang. You feel me? Because your words of invalidation matters way more than you could ever imagine, gang. And they're not going to tell you that. They just going to be a sucker and take offense because you physically attractive, gang. And last but not least, number 10. I told y'all, this one going to be wild. Gang. The pregnancy trap. Yeah, gang. When you physically attractive, man, especially them one-night stands, gang, wrap it up. You feel me? Because I'm telling you, she trying to get you to have a baby. You know what I mean? You don't know how many women I didn't, you know what I mean? No rubber. My mistake. You feel me? You know how many women I done smashed on? Bad. Say nutting them or give her a baby or some shit like that. Now, if you do that, gang, it can open up a world full of trouble. You know what I mean? So just be smart out there, you know what I mean? And think before you do shit, because you don't want one motherfucking like mistake to cost your whole goddamn life. Now you got a crazy ass baby mama. I see motherfuckers deal with that shit all the time. My brother, you feel me? Forgive me for that, Lord. I might bleep that out. You feel me? But him and thousands of other motherfuckers, just look the fuck around. Y'all see it too, gang. But I'm telling you, if you find yourself with women trying to constantly like pregnancy trap you and get you to busting them, nigga, wrap it up. You feel me? It ain't worth it, gang. Especially if that woman is toxic. And I done already told you, if you're physically attractive, how them relationships gonna be. You know what I mean? But that being said, it's your boy Pretty Boy GQ Supreme TV, and I've officially dropped some more fire ass content on your motherfucking ass. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, gang. We out of here. Now y'all be blessed, man.